Shalom, it's Levi Shore. Welcome back to Swing Torah. We're going to learn all about Pesach. We're going to learn about Passover. Everyone's favorite holiday of Passover. Is this finally the year that Hashem is going to send Eliyahu HaNavi, Elijah the prophet? Are we going to see him at our Seders this year? Is he going to announce that this is the year of the coming Moshiach? The world has been crazy. The world has been brought to its knees with this coronavirus, this pandemic as they're calling it. And it's shut down countries. I think in the history of the United States of America, this is the very first time it's ever shut down. It is crazy. We see the Yad Chazaka of Hashem. We see the strong hand of Hashem. And it's been a crazy time. The Gemara tells us that right before the Geula, right before the redemption, which is called the Shachar, the sunrise, it says it's going to be darkest before the dawn. And we've seen this tragedy with this coronavirus. We've seen Gedolim with their great light of the Torah that they brought into this world, and the world is dark right now. We are missing the light of the Torah of these Rosh Yeshivas and these Gedolim that we've lost. And what is all this for? What is going to happen? Is this finally the year? Is this finally the year of the redemption? So we see in Sefer Shmos, in the book of Exodus, and it corresponds to the 4 cups of wine that we drink during the Seder. And Hashem uses 4 words to talk about the 4 different types of redemption. Now, all these types of redemption were there in Mitzrayim, were there in Egypt. But there's also the 4 Guluses, the 4 exiles of the 4 great empires of world history. And we are in the 4th right now, the Gulus Edom. And this is finally the year we're going to be free from it all. So we see in Parsha Vayera, it says, Hashem says, L'chein emor livnei Yisrael. And Hashem speaks to Moshe, he speaks to Moses, and he says, speak to the children of Israel. And he says, Ani Hashem, I am Hashem, v'hotzesi eschem mitachat sivlos Mitzrayim. And I am taking you out, chotzesi, I'm taking you out corresponding to the first cup of wine. I'm taking you out from the burdens of the Egyptians. And this also relates to the first Gullus, the Gullus Bavel, the Babylonian exile, where Hashem took us out from Nebuchadnezzar's empire, and he freed us. And then it goes on, and it says, "V'hitzalti eschem me'avodas sam," and I have saved you from their labor, from their slavery. And v'hitzalti, I saved you, also relates to the Persian, the Gullus, Paras and Madai, the Persian exile. And Hashem saved us from the clutches of Haman and Achashverosh, which we just celebrated on Purim. And Hashem saved us from that terrible genocide of the Persian Empire. And Hashem says, "V'ga'alti eschem b'zeroa netuya u'v'shafatim gedolim," and I redeemed you with an outstretched arm and great judgments. And this is also referring to the Gullus Yavan, the Greek Empire. And we just celebrated on Hanukkah the miraculous where Hashem redeemed us. And then the Hashmonayim, the Maccabees, they rededicated the temple, and we got to see that great nace, the miracle of Hanukkah. And then the final one was in the Golus Edom. It's 2020 years of this exile of Edom, this Roman exile. V'lekachti eshem li la'am, and I will take you to me to be a people, to be a nation. And this is when Hashem will finally redeem us, and there'll be no more Guluses, no more exiles, and we will be Hashem's people forever. V'hayisi lechem leilo kim, and I will be for you a God. V'yadaitem ki ani Hashem elokechem, and you will know that I am Hashem your God. Hamotzi eschem mitachas sivlos Mitzrayim. And this is one of the reasons that Hashem created all these great signs and wonders in Egypt, and these 10 plagues, the Eser Makos, and he showed to the world the power that he possesses to influence like world history, for the purpose that he wants all of mankind to have a relationship with him. There's this infinite loving being that's created it all, guides it all, and he wants us to have a relationship. And the whole point in the Seder, when we're doing the mitzvah of Sipur Yetzias Mitzrayim, where we're telling over the story of the wonders, how Hashem brought us out of Egypt, is showing the power and that nothing will stop Hashem from fulfilling his promise to the Jewish people. And then he goes on and he says, "V'havesi eschem el haaretz, asher nesasi es yadi laseso sa Abraham, the Yitzhak, the Yaakov, and I will bring you to the land." Which land? The land of Israel, Eretz Yisrael. I will bring you to the land which I swore. I lifted my hand and I swore to give to Abraham, to Yitzhak, to Yaakov. I swore, Hashem says, I swore to give it to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. V'nesati osah lechem morasha, and it'll be an inheritance. Ani Hashem. And Hashem says, I am Hashem. The infinite being is the power to fulfill my word. V'yidaber Moshe came el b'nei Israel. But Moshe tells it to the children of Israel, V'lo shamu el Moshe. And they didn't listen to Moshe. They didn't listen to Moses. Why? Mikotzer ruach, from the shortness of breath. Umeavoda kasha, and the hard labor, and the hard slavery. And it's so scary that it's like we suffer from the same thing. We almost don't believe it's possible. We've been in this gullus for so long. It seems miraculous and incredible beyond our understanding the world that it's ever possibly going to happen. That we're finally going to see Eliyahu HaNavi at our Seder. We're finally going to see Elijah the prophet at our Seder. And we're finally going to see a melech, a king again, in Eretz Yisrael, in Israel, a king, a Moshiach. And the scariest thing is that the Enlightenment has taken such a great toll on the Jewish people that most of us, we don't even know anymore. We don't even know about Moshiach. And about, but what's so great about the Jewish people is we all have a Seder. One of the most beloved holidays of the Jewish people is the Seder, and it's the most beautiful thing that we sit down with our children and we have these 4 cups of wine that Hashem, and we know that Hashem promises that it will eventually end. It will all end, and we will all go back to Eretz Yisrael, to Israel, and be a family again. And it's the most beautiful mitzvah of teaching our children Torah. And when we tell the story of how we got out of Egypt, and we tell about all the miracles and wonders that Hashem brought onto the Egyptians, and He brought us out, and He made us His people. And then it fills our hearts, and it fills our hearts with the emunah that it's finally going to happen. And may it be this year with this crazy coronavirus and all the darkness that we're in right now, that it may be the darkness before the dawn, that it may be finally the shachar, the geula, the sunrise, in this beautiful month of spring, the month of Nisan, the Chodesh Aviv. We finally see spring, and we see Hashem remove this horrible coronavirus from the world, and we finally see the Geul, the redemption, the revelation of Hashem in the world. So may it be that when we're all sitting down in our Seder, when we're teaching our children the beauty of the Torah and the beauty of, that Hashem is our God, that we finally see Eliyahu HaNavi, we see Elijah the prophet at our Seders. And may it be next year that we're all in Yerushalayim, we're all in Jerusalem, and we all sing, Ilu hotzianu mi Mitzrayim, hotzianu mi Mitzrayim dayenu. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you back again soon on Sweet and Good Torah.